The Teaching Service Commission is finally up and running, and top of the agenda is the issue of promotions for teachers. The last time teachers were promoted in Guyana was in 2015, and because of a court matter between the GTU and TSC and the subsequent dissolution of the TSC, the promotions were held up. General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union, Ms. Coretta MacDonald, says the GTU is quite pleased at the development. The TSC has already advertised vacancies for teachers who are eligible to be promoted.
We are hoping that our teachers would carefully look at the list and the schools that they want to apply for, because before they might have been applying for a particular school, but the school now has either been upgraded or downgraded, so we need to be careful when we're applying for those schools. We're happy too that the Teaching Service Commission has taken on the task. It's a Herculean task before them, but we're happy that they're going to stand and take on that task of being able to complete all of those promotions. It's over 3,000 plus promotions, which we expect to be completed by at least by the 1st of October 2018.
The GTU is concerned over the misfortune of quite a lot of teachers who retired in 2016 and 2017, and already some in 2018 who were eligible for promotions in 2015, but went into retirement in their same old positions, thereby losing benefits.
So I'm happy you mentioned the last part, Ms. MacDonald, because the persons who are eligible for promotions but were not promoted, they have to reapply in order to be promoted now?
Well, as long as you're in the system, then you have to reapply for promotions, because the promotions this year will not hold any water for you being eligible 2 or 3 years ago. What would count now is you'll have additional points for experience in terms of your years of being in the system as a trained teacher, whether it's a trained teacher or a trained graduate teacher. You'll have more points there in adding to your score. But those teachers who were eligible way back then 2 years ago and who would have retired, then that's it for them.
The Teachers Union has been working overtime and has been pressing on the issue of teachers' promotions for years. The GTU even won a court case against the Teaching Service Commission in 2016.
But even though the TSC would have sent out their vacancies, I want to know what role the GTU played in all of this. If you had a seat at the table to say, this is what, the criteria should be, or anything.
Well, let me say to you, GTU has always been a part of this process. It starts between the GTU and the Ministry of Education, where we sit and we look at the vacancy lists. Those lists come from the regions, across the regions. And we would have our General Council reps, as well as our central executive officers, going into regions too, just to verify that the vacancies we have before us are accurate.
MacDonald explained that the current list of vacancies is a flawless list. She is advising teachers to step forward as soon as possible and apply to be promoted. Royden James, HGP Nightly News.